Hi everyone, welcome to the Leesburg Public Library Show. My name is Tom Wilcox. I am an adult services librarian at the library, and I'm joined by several interesting people. We have a good discussion today. On my right is Iris Class of Goodwill Industries, Tony Deaton of the Lake County Probation Board, would that be accurate? And Mary Tucker of Partners Investing in People. So we're going to be talking about an upcoming fair that will be quite an opportunity for a lot of people in this community. So it's basically a community resource and career fair. And let's start. Okay, Tony, let's start with you. Can you tell us about a little bit more about the fair and your role in it? And I want all of you to answer. So when he's done, we'll go to Mary and then to Iris.
Yeah, Tom. Basically, it's at the community building at Venetian Gardens on Friday, October 19th from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. And that's located at 109 East Dixie Avenue in Leesburg. And it's a gathering of about 50 different organizations, agencies, including government, nonprofit, community agencies who are gathering. And people from the community can come to seek professional assistance with various challenges in their lives, if they're seeking employment, if they're seeking housing assistance or educational, vocational opportunities. There's going to be a wealth of intellectual and social capital there to help people navigate the community and reach their potential.
Okay, Mary, maybe you can tell us about Partners Investing in People, what they're going to be there for.
Well, Partners Investing in People, we call ourselves PIP. Wendell Blue is our chairperson, and I am the co-chair. And we partner with many local businesses, state and federal organizations, and we meet every Wednesday, second Wednesday of the month at the Leesburg Library, and either in room A or B, and it's always posted outside to let us know. And we partner with these organizations, bringing in resources to see what we can do to make the lives of people in the community better, how we can benefit them, wealth of resources from so many places right in our community, and just bringing it all together.
All right, good. Okay, Iris, what does Goodwill have to do with all of this?
Well, Goodwill, our investment is in trying to get people employed, providing also resources, but job leads, interviewing them, educating them in interviewing and job searching skills, resume writing, and that's what we kind of pride ourselves at the Goodwill Job Connection Center.
Okay, and I should also add, this, aside from the fair, Iris is at the library every Tuesday morning to help people if they need a little help with a resume or something like that. All you have to do is come up to the second floor every Tuesday morning, and she'd be glad to help you all out. But anyway, we have an interesting question. Let's start with you, Mary. What's the target audience for this fair? And what can you sort of tell us about that?
Well, actually, we have opened it up to the public. You find that people are unemployed, they may be employed, they may be coming out of jail, they may have some kind of criminal records, might need some help with getting their identification. They might need their records cleared up. So we're there to reach those people that have any need. It doesn't matter. If they're looking for employment, if they're on the probation side, there's some kind of criminal activity, they've made some bad choices, anybody that wants to better their life, anything that's going to make their lives better, then we want to reach out to them and provide help for them, resources for them in any area.
Yeah, Tony, you have sort of a special clientele aside from the general public. What can you tell us about that?
Well, we handle all the misdemeanor cases that are coming out of the court system and placed on probation. And you know, we find that the people that are most successful on probation is staying out of trouble and making the most out of the opportunity that they have, you know, safe, affordable housing, have good employment opportunities, have adequate educational skills, and you know, have minimal issues with drugs or alcohol or mental health challenges. We see that you know, in the community, and our population is a microcosm of our community, is that the people with those needs that are unmet tend to fail at a higher rate. So, you know, our interest is to enhance public safety in the community. So certainly the whole community is invited to take advantage of these opportunities that are provided, but also, you know, we have 1,200 offenders under our supervision, and so we want them to improve their lives, and they're excited about coming out and getting some professional guidance.
Good. And Iris, I'm sure Goodwill sort of does a little crossover with that. I mean, you don't have to be guilty of a misdemeanor to get your Goodwill's help. And you also, I think, have some facilities available at Goodwill that people can use.
Yes, we have, you know, I want to kind of take from what Mary said, that we did open this event to the public. And anyone who is not only looking for a job, but maybe a career change, this would be the perfect event for them, because we do have the resources. You know, Lake Tech is going to be there, and other schools that would be a great benefit to anyone that's looking for a career change. You know, so, you know, just to keep in mind that we are opening it up to anyone who is interested in finding out what resources are out there, what jobs are out there, and what career opportunities.
And we're also offering counseling services for people, spiritual support for people. So we have a lot of faith-based churches that have come in, people that have come in to support. And so we've really kind of, I mean, when we say the resources, we have looked at so many areas. There are so many organizations, people out there that are just caring and concerned. You know, we think that, well, there's no help, there's no hope. But there is so many people out there that are willing to help people. So if there's anything that you might just want to, it may not be a job, as you said, it might be a career change, it may not be probation. It could be some substance abuse, it could be some challenges that you're having with your children. Just come out and see. I mean, you never know who's going to be there that's going to be able to offer that support.
That's right.
Okay, good. And well, you know, basically, you know, what prompted your individual organizations to sort of get together to do all this? Why don't we start with Tony?
Well, you know, our focus is helping people, you know, comply with the court order and become responsible citizens. And so we really are trying to assist people. And when we look at the community agencies that are throughout the community, Goodwill, Partners Investing in People, we find that we really have a common mission to help people reach their true potential and overcome obstacles and challenges. So, you know, our group is a little specialized, but the reality is that this is really a community coming together to help break down barriers and work together and help maximize our resources and improve people's ability to get their needs met in a responsible way.
We were meeting at one of our planning meetings for the resource fair, and when I talk about the resources that we have, you never know who has information. Tony said, oh yes, Goodwill is, and so then of course he just made a call to Iris, and the loving, concerning, helpful person that she is, just says, sure, you know, and that's what we do. People just, you never know who's going to be out there to provide that information, and right away everybody just jumps right in.
Okay, and Iris, can you add anything to that?
Well, you know, we were all looking to plan something before the end of the year, and this collaboration just came in wonderful because, you know, we all want to plan the perfect event. And when one organization is trying to plan it alone, it becomes a little stressful. And so when I got the call from these wonderful people, I just jumped on it.
Okay.
And we were looking at, how is it going to be? We realized that if we all came together and brought all these resources, it would benefit the people that are out there looking for services that have a need, as well as benefiting the different businesses that want to get their word out about their business, about the agencies that are actually providing services to people. So it benefits both, very beneficial to both groups.
Well, yeah, because I have to make the observation, because as a librarian, people come in every day to the library trying to find some of the services that will be available at the fair. And, we help them as much as we can, but we're not really trained counselors or how to sign up for food stamps and all this stuff. So, it's nice to have something like this. I think it's also well timed, in my opinion, simply because I think with the holidays looming, it'd be really nice if some people were able to get some help, get a job, whatever they need to make it a little easier and to face 2013 with more confidence. But can anyone tell us about some of the employers that are going to be at the fair? How about you, Iris?
Sure. Mission Inn is looking for a lot of staff, and they have been so wonderful in coming in to help us with this event. Balanced Staffing has been, an ongoing help to us. As a matter of fact, we're having a recruiting session next Wednesday at 10 o'clock at the Goodwill Job Connection Center. Payless is looking, and what I want to instill in the individual's minds is that, a job is just a step in your career choice. You don't have to stop there. And I want to, and I always say it, and I always, it's really deep in my heart that any job may not be your first choice, but it's just that first step, And so these are three that I just wanted to throw out there, but there are a few more that are going to be there. They're going to be looking for good employees.
Okay, Tony, I was going to ask you, do you have sort of preferred, employers that you think will work well with your clientele?
Balanced Staffing has actually been hiring some of our people, in construction flagging, and they're paying them a fair wage, and they give them the training necessary to be successful. So it's a good stepping stone for them, particularly people that are currently unemployed. They can get some income coming in and then start to take the next step to plan their future.
Okay, and Mary, do you have any thoughts on that?
Well,
just some of the employers.
You know what? I don't. I just got a list of finalized. I mean, our list had kept growing and growing and growing, and it was just amazing. I mean, I was just so happy about that. And I was looking at also the school, the education part. There are so many people that I meet that don't have a GED, and because of whatever choices that they made. So the idea of all of these being under one table, at one table under one umbrella, one tent, then I think that they'll be able to make contact with these people, and I think that they may even be willing to help them. There are so many of them that are willing to help them to take that next step to get a job or to get to look at a career.
Yeah, and I think the educational element is very important, because we librarians, from time to time, we have people come in and they're asking about getting a certificate or a GED online, and there's like multitudes of sites that you fork over your $25 on your credit card or so. There was one, they named who accredited them, and when I looked at their website, they spelled the word accreditation incorrectly.
Wow.
So we always try to steer people to like the Florida Center for Literacy and other legitimate, because it is illegal in this state. And if anyone's out there thinking of doing it, it is illegal in this state to get a certificate to pass for a GED. But if you're going to go to Burger King or something, maybe they will accept that. But, you know, it's not really what you're supposed to be doing, so just be careful there. But I was going to ask you about the employers. Could someone actually sign up on the spot, you know, actually get an offer, or
Yes.
at least just start there?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, and you know, we can also talk about maybe some of the outcomes. What do you think might be the very best outcomes? Because I know you've done this before. Is anyone like keeping track of like attendance, counseling sessions? You know, so let's start with you, Iris.
Well, this is my first time as a partner in the inception of this job career fair, community fair. So I'm probably not the right person to answer this. I will give my question over to Tony.
Okay.
Last year we did have a resource fair. We did not have employers last year, so that's one of the great benefits of this year's fair, and that's one of the things that was requested was that, hey, if we can get employers there, that's going to be able to meet a tremendous need. So we have employers that are willing to interview, and so we are preparing people to dress appropriately and bring their resumes, and if they need assistance with their resumes, we actually have workshops that'll be throughout the day to help people meet specific needs such as resume writing, job interviewing skills, and also housing assistance and identification. I mean, that seems like such a little thing, but nowadays, you know, so many people are having difficulty with identification, and it's sometimes if they need to get their birth certificate from out of state, you know, they really don't know where to start, so we're able to guide them and walk the journey with them a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
So they've been very successful. We've gotten some very good feedback. Last year, it's estimated we had over 150 people come through, and there was over 30 participants. And this year, we're expecting a really big turnout, and 50 agencies from the Veterans Administration to the Connection Helpline, United Way, boy, substance abuse and mental health treatment agencies like Lifestream and others. So it's going to be a powerful event, and we would really invite everybody who knows of someone that may have some needs to send them over, and we'll be glad to help them.
Okay, because Mary, I was just going to ask you, and this is something you all can answer in turn, basically, how is your organization promoting this fair to get the word out?
Well, we have, of course, in partner, I keep repeating, in partnering, we have Tony, and each one has this long list, thanks God for the internet, for the emails. We have all these going out, and different people have flyers. The flyers have been distributed in every organization. Everyone has their flyers to give out. There's media. We're doing radio announcements, and of course, with your help, we're able to get this information out. We're passing the information on through the churches by word of mouth. You know, people have been passing the information out.
Okay, that can work. What about you, Tony?
All of our clients that are unemployed, our officers are actually scheduling to meet with them at the resource fair. So we expect to have, you know, 100 probationers who maybe have some unmet need. And while our officers have large caseloads, this is really a building of the, resources. I mean, knowledge base that we can refer people to. So there's other agencies that specialize in each one of these areas, and everybody will be at one place at the same time. So it's a powerful event.
Okay.
There is, this should be incentive enough, meeting the needs of those people, but we're offering also after each workshop door prizes and giveaways. And we talked about it for a while on how we could best work this, and what I think we're going to be doing now is after each workshop, I think I read the last note, that we're going to be announcing, and they have to be present to win. And we want them to visit every table. Not only will you go in looking for something to meet your need, but there might be a neighbor, it might be another family member, it might be someone that comes across your path and you could say, ah, yes, I did meet someone, or I did see someone. So just word of mouth and looking out for one another.
Okay, and let's see, Iris, you're the first time here, but are you, what is Goodwill doing to promote this?
Well, again, like Mary said, thank goodness for the internet, because we have been sending out this flyer to every organization, person, other Goodwill centers are posting it, even though they may not be as close because we are out here. But we're doing our best to get it out there, and thank you guys for giving us this opportunity. We really appreciate it. We hope to get the newspaper involved.
Okay, that's good, because that's another thing I was sort of going to ask. Basically, is this a purely local event, or could you see it as a regional fair that anyone, because like for instance, I don't live in this county. If I needed this, if I heard about it, is there any, issues with that? What's your range? That's the best way to say it. How about you, Tony?
Well, we do have regional partners, just as Goodwill does, just as the cities in Lake County do. And so we share information about events, and if there are people with needs that are would like to come up, they're certainly welcome. So, and when they have events, they share them with us, and we have some people that, for instance, one of the groups is iDignity. They're a group that help people obtain identification, and they have an event coming up. They're going to be, we're going to have a workshop
In
about
Lakeland.
identity, but I believe that they have a workshop coming up in a neighboring county. So they're going to share their information with us, and we may look at the services they're providing and determine if that's something our community could benefit from. It is breaking down barriers. We find that there's a lot of duplication of services, and nowadays with the economy the way it is, everyone's budgets are crunched. It's much more efficient and effective to work together to reach a common population. So.
Oh yeah, no, I definitely agree. Got a good question for you, Mary. What would you say to convince, especially a young person, to attend this fair?
Well, I think that once, when you look at it, and I'm glad you said me, I think that I might be the more mature in age, chronologically. And I look back over the lives of so many people in my age group, younger, and I look at the young people now that are not taking advantage of the opportunities that they have by way of the internet, by way of all the gadgets they have, and I love gadgets. But the opportunity to take advantage of all these resources that we have available for them, education-wise, information on job opportunities, career planning for their lives, how to, in counseling, there's so many things going out there now, the stress and the pressure for young people. So they could even come in for counseling, spiritual. There is such a need for them to be connected to God, because the media has a tendency to pull them away, and they are so hopeless. And we want them to know that there's hope for them. They have an entire life ahead of them to plan their lives, to make the right choices, to be a good community, invest their lives in the community, to give back to the community for their children. Young people are having children so young, and they need to know how to raise their children.
Oh yeah, but okay, this is the last question. I'm gonna start with you, Iris. What would you say overall your most positive experience has been in like trying to work with this fair, or even outside just with Goodwill?
I think that getting this information out there has given us a great opportunity for them not only to get to know what we're offering the public, but now I get to know what a lot of these organizations that are going to be participating, I get to know what they offer too, so I can pass on the word. So, you know, it's like a snowball effect.
Okay, would either of you agree with that?
Absolutely, yeah. You know, this is a training opportunity for my officers to learn about all the resources in the community, and that's basically what we do. We're community resource brokers. We have to connect people to services in the community, and what I like about this event is that it's not an enabling event. It's not a handout event. It's a hand-up event. You know, it empowers people to take control of their lives and make some improvements. So we would certainly challenge people that want to improve their situation to come join us. And the most favorable feedback I get is when, you know, people that come to the fair say they learned some new things about some services that may be able to help them or their family or their community. And also when they say, hey, it's helped them personally, is that, hey, I was struggling with this and you all were able to help us break down some barriers. So when I see that, I'm very thankful to all our partners.
Right. And Partners Invested in People, we meet every Wednesday, second Wednesday of the month. And we invite anyone to come out to our meetings, bring information, receive information, and that's how we all came together now, just investing in the people's lives, all the partners.
Okay, great. I want to thank my panelists for coming here today. Please come to the Lake County Community Resources and Career Fair. It's Friday, October 19th, 2012, from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m., and it's at 109 East Dixie Avenue right here in Leesburg. Thank you.